Hello everyone, my name is Hisham. I am the owner of Clemson Aeronautics, where we make the riveting and dimpling tools. Today's video about the installation of the conversion kit for the DRDT2. When you receive your kit, it's pretty much assembled like that. You might not have the pin in place. You can put that and you will get 6 quarter 20 flathead socket head cap screws with 6 washers, split washers. And all you have to do is just put the 4 screws that you have in your DRDT2 very lightly. What you really are concerned of is perpendicularity. To give you the perfect dimple, you want that shaft to go straight up and down, perpendicular on the tab that's holding your die. So you want to use the edge of your kit right here for perpendicularity, because this is where the grooves where the ram travels is parallel to this edge, and it is machined there after those are bolted on. So you don't want to undo the bolts from the back. So you want this to be perpendicular on the base of your machine right here. So when I look at it right now, the 4 holes are not really perpendicular. So I'm just gonna move it till it's give me a good perpendicular, a little bit here, a little bit there, and there. As soon as you start a little bit of pressure, it will be sitting in place, it won't move. With the spring washers, just to make it easy so it doesn't move out of perpendicularity here. So it's still pretty good. So after I tighten all the screws, I'm going to go ahead and check it one more time to see that it is still sitting perpendicular. It did not move. It looks like it is perfectly perpendicular. So your system is installed. For here, just a moment, there is a little screw that you can, like the 4 holes in the bottom here. Actually, there is 5 holes. The center one, you can put like a quarter 20 screw with a couple of washers and nuts to put underneath here, to just ensure that if these bolts doesn't hold it in place while you're working with it and this started to slide up, the bolt will hold it in place. But you don't really need it, and I've never needed it. I just put it as an extra in there. Now the next thing that we're gonna do, we need to put the squeezer on there. Now bear in mind, guys, I have the NUMATX squeezer. You know what, although I don't like this thing, it leaks and it got too many hoses and stuff, and this is just part of it. And But if this is your cup of tea, all you have to do is put that down there. It goes in here and put your pins through and you're all set. But of course you're gonna need to put a one of the riveting pins, the small thin ones, so you don't damage the squeezer itself, the pin in it, and this be like that. But try to have a gap between that riveting pin and the top of that screw. How are you going to get the gap? You can tighten these nuts to make that distance shorter here. You can use these, both of them. And the reason, and let me explain the reason when I put the pneumatic squeezer on. So it works, the pneumatics air over hydraulic system works. We're just gonna use the pneumatic squeezer from Cleveland. It's a very good one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the adjustable pin and put it in there. Then we will put the squeezer very carefully on it. No, doing a very good job doing that. There is a gap here. You can see this gap right here. Now, I don't want that gap to be very big, so I'm going to take that off and unscrew that pin to have it where the gap is very small but still have a gap. Now, I had undone the adjustable pin enough where the gap between that riveting die and the top of that screw is about maybe 2 or 3 sheets of paper thick, which is about 12,000, 15,000, 20,000 is good. The reason have it that gap is for these bolts keeps the pin when it's going up from hammering your adjustable pin back into the squeezer. So there is no damage to your squeezer. It just stops it right there. Just the same like when you're squeezing, you want to be careful not to go really fast. But anyhow, this is the adjustment. These bolts will hold it, and now we have to adjust the dimple die. Usually male on the bottom, female on top. I left this pin intentionally as long as it could possibly be to give you all the options that you want. If I want this pin to sit a little higher for some reason, you need space. All you have to do is take the nut off of the top part that holds this. You will go up about 150,000, give you a gap about this much. So, but if you want it longer, and I didn't provide you with a long enough pin, it might not be good. So I left it like that to give you the choice. You can take the nut out, because this is a bolt and a nut and it screws into the shaft. You can take that off if you wish. You can leave it like that, and like right now, if you pull the trigger, you'll see a gap about maybe almost 100,000. So how do we make the die go all the way down to touch, like the female die goes down to the male die? It's right there. I can unscrew it, and I have plenty inside here, and till it doesn't screw anymore. Then I would let go with it, then tighten this nut with a 3/4 inch wrench. And so this is loose, and you actually want it loose in your initial setup, because if you have it tied up and they're not lined up and you pull the trigger and the dies are not lined up, you can damage your die. Just the same thing like your DRDT2. So what to do is do all this adjustment with this loose. So right now it is centered, but it is barely touching. I'm not giving enough pressure to create the dimple. So what I do is I let go after they're touching like that, then unscrew the dimpling pin right here, and I could mark on the front of this nut here, and according to what you usually do, I think one full turn brings it down 70,000. So I'm gonna make it about 3/4 of a turn, because I'm gonna put material here as well, and then I'm gonna tighten the nut, use a wrench, snug it up a little bit. Now when I pull the trigger, I don't know if you can see it, but the head of the machine went up, just like what you do when you do the DRDT2, which is called preloading. So what do I do? Now they are, as far as height is concerned, it is adjusted perfect, but this plate is loose. So what I do, I get the screwdriver, because this is a Phillips head. So I'm going to line these up kind of by eye, and it is perfect, and it's held in place. I'm going to look underneath the machine, and I'm going to screw this screw just like you did with the DRDT2, and you're done. Now when you rivet, now when you dimple, all you have to do is pull the trigger. And of course, anything you put in front of the machine is not a problem, because there is no handle in here to be in the way. The material that is kind of V-shaped, you can just get your machine out and put it the other way, and you can go in, or stand on the other side of the machine and put the material this way, and you can dimple away. Just to recap, the adjustment you can make for the shaft going up and down, how far down it goes, your first option is this pin here with this nut. Once you adjust it, you tighten it, and you're done. This screw is a 1/4 screw. If you want to, that's why there is a nut in there. You can actually unscrew this and go up with it, but I don't see why would you do that. But if you want, you can do this. The third option for the adjustment, how far down, is a very, very fine tuning through your adjustable pin that comes with your Cleveland aircraft tool squeezer. Now folks, as far as dimpling is concerned, your DRDT2 have the dimpling capability of the CAD one, which is a strictly dimpling machine, which is basically the same frame with a 1/8 inch thick steel, and the same dimpling capability that you have with the Card One machine. I have some footage that I have from the Card One machine and the way to use it for dimpling, and I'm going to include a few shots of that with this video. Just as a reminder, folks, because you really can help yourself. I'm trying to help you help yourself. There is a lot of dimpling that you're going to do on your airplane. And one of the best tools that I've had is the rib dimpling option that I used to have in the past, which is, this was the old adapter system for the Card One machine. And I created this tool, so this adapter would be in your squeezer and it goes in here, and I will include some footage with that, dimpling the ribs. It is very good because you mount it to a table and now you have a nice horizontal reference, so when you dimple your ribs, you have a reference. Now, I don't make that anymore. And what I made is something that's even better, which is a 1-inch yoke that will do the same thing. It have the arbor that holds it, and you can bolt it to a 2x4, a table, or whatever, and do the same thing like you did, or the other folks before you did on their ribs and the small spars for the flight controls. You'll go first, the accuracy. Accuracy is the most important thing. Every dimple is the same, because when you pull that trigger right here, it comes down to the same stop, same part and stop, same distance and stops. So this dimple will be identical to the next one, to the next one, and if you dimple 10,000 of them, they're going to be the same. So as this one. Fans go through a lot of trouble punching these holes on the CNC punch. Accuracy is unbelievable. They really do an excellent job. Now, it's your turn. If you do a good job dimpling, when you put these two parts together, they're going to fall right into place. But if your dimple, one of them is dimpled kind of with angle this way and the other one this way and the other one this way, when you put these two sheets together, they're not going to quite fit perfect like it would when you use something like this in combination with something like this. I really advise you to make your life a lot easier. Time saved. The quality is, there is nothing, absolutely nothing on the market that's going to help you dimple better than this upgrade that you're going to have. Now it's up to you to use it. Now, the time savings. There's over 15,000 rivets in that, like RV14. It's so each hole you got to dimple 2 dimples, you know. So let's say you have 15,000 holes and it will be like 30,000 dimples. Let's say it's only 20,000 dimples. If you save 3 seconds on each dimple, yet do a better job by using this, 3 seconds times 20,000, you do the math and see how many hours you're going to save. And then after that, you put all that aside and look at the quality of the work you've done. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next time.